Bubba Booey. Um,
And now he
I have
appears and cuts off your toe with an axe like he did when he was younger.
no, what I was gonna actually, for a basketball reference, as we drove home from school, as I was telling Eric, so Sarah and I both went to pick Tarn up from aftercare today, and as we picked her up, she threw herself down on her bag and looked like
Nice.
she was like in great pain and was very sad. And we approached, and I was getting ready to punch some asshole kid in the face because I really thought I knew who had done this. She just looks at us and goes, "Why did you decide to come right now? I don't want to leave." And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?"
So I punched
So,
Sarah and myself in
so I
the
punched
face.
Sarah, myself in the face, and we've been unconscious for the last couple hours, so now we're here. Um,
So I'm sorry, I
Anyways,
didn't really prep tonight very well.
yeah, I don't
But
know what we're doing anymore.
Pull
No,
it off
that's
the
not true.
ground.
But internally, that's
what
true.
else is new?
But as we got home and Tarn still hadn't realized the full aggravation she has caused, she goes, "Mom." So I was like, "Yes." "You know things. I have a sports question." And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now? There are two people in this house, and only one of them is the person you should talk to about sports. And I'm not good at sports, but I'm way better." And so,
I was just gonna say, what basketball player scored 100 points in one game?
no. So she had a legit question. Apparently, somebody has
That's a
been
legit
at
question.
school has been learning. No, it's true. Has been learning about like basketball players and the whole thing about like Michael Jordan and salt in his shoes and his mom telling him like all the bullshit that went along with that. And she's like, "What basketball player put salt in his shoes?" And Sarah's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, I'm right here, like literally lay up for dad, like give it to me."
Ooh.
And she just goes, "Oh, I guess I'll never know." And I was like, I just got out of the car. I was like, I'm fucking done. I don't want to deal with this
Yeah,
shit
I
at
guess
least
you
for a little
will
bit.
never fucking know.
Because you will never know, kid.
It was Horace Grant.
But speaking of layups and also like scrolling up, I scrolled up to Obscurity's last message for when Tom lies about it
Yes.
next game.
Yes.
We have 3 full rounds left before the ship teleports, which is true because in my notes I have 3 written down, 2 with a question mark. And
Right.
Jorge,
Exactly.
who is not actually,
Two
you know what? You're right.
underlines.
Jorge is incapacitated. Giorgio's going to do shit because you named him wrong. Just saying. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Incapacitated into the end of next turn. I did do some research just in case anyone is ever curious about this. Bonus actions. Player's Handbook. Core Player's Handbook says bonus actions are also affected by incapacitation. Because I was looking for a way out. But you are right. No actions for Giorgio until Obscurity's next turn.
Yeah. The end of, right?
I mean, honestly, Giorgio is a more fitting name for my cousin, so I thought it worked.
So just as a quick one then, as a reminder, you are dealing with that guy. Yeah.
The old
Hey, look at
fucking
me.
face.
Look at me and my thing and my miracle magical Mickamies. Yeah, I got it. I got this stuff. Anyways, I do have one question, and you guys can probably lie about this if you want, but
Of course.
of everything that I wrote down, and last night was like, these are the things I want to do next. We'll see what happens with this. I don't know where we ended because I did not write that down.
I do.
Did the bad
Our
guys
turn.
take a turn, or is it the bad guys' turn?
No, they went. Our turn.
Okay.
They went, right, we completed the round with them going, and now it's
And then it was like,
new round.
what do we think? Do we think we can go? And TJ's like, good night. And it's like, that's fucking
exactly.
fair.
Yep,
All right,
that's what I remember.
somebody was like, "I'm done," and I was like, "All right, we're done."
I remember Lights Out People.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so for recap of people and stuff, you guys are up on the top deck. Rain is coming down. It has intensified a little bit. It's not like it's like a light storm, but one of those like heavy like summer storms where the raindrops are really big and are kind of beating down on you. Moruk has made it into the room where there's this buzzing. I think I described it as like a Frankenstein experiment sound going on in there, and discovered the table. You guys found out about the time clock and what the plan was. have dispatched the 2 orc brothers. One was a fighter, one was a spellcaster. There is still a sniper of sorts that is up in at the top of the crow's nest at the top of the tower. Giorgio has been, what did we just go with? We went with, Giorgio. Yeah, Giorgio or Horgio has been incapacitated thanks to Obscurity's actions. You still have Nira, and I think that's it. And it is your turn. So you guys tell me what it is that you're going to do. Tonight, both Chris and Mike can't make it, but you guys have those characters up on deck. So if somebody wants to say what they're going to do, please do so. I'm also going to throw on the music we had last time. So give me one moment. Get that going. Boom, and boom. Is that too loud, or is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't. It's there. It's not like it's like crazy loud, and it's just a little bit of stuff.
Okay.
I know that. Well, I am going to be disengaging and running, but I want to stay where I am for Obscurity to be able to get. Oh, actually, she wouldn't need advantage on Jorge.
Just different.
Correct. I already have advantage for Jorge.
But
yeah, he's incapacitated. She basically anybody attacking Horgio
him has advantage.
Has advantage
for Assassinator.
So do what you need to do, whatever benefits you the most.
Because we've got these two as well. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
there.
Those guys. All right, I was misunderstanding. I was like, are you talking about the dead guys? No, don't worry about them.
Right.
Also, just a quick suggestion, doesn't have anything to do with right now, but being that Eric's character isn't really able to do anything besides perform on a stage, maybe he can operate Kane and Mirajor because they're not here.
I mean,
so Eric can actually play.
Yeah.
I would love it if Eric
weak.
tries to siphon all his bardishness through them. So Kane
Right.
just starts singing. It doesn't do anything for anyone. He just starts singing.
Kane singing very badly, but looking fantastic doing it.
Looking fantastic.
Right.
I'm fabulous.
Like a good bard should.
Like Gaston's.
Yeah.
I
I eat 6 dozen eggs and drink 6 gallons of milk, and look at these muscles on muscles of milk. Yes.
All right, so yeah, what are you guys thinking?
You're our fearless leader, bro.
I do have
Well,
one quick
I don't
question.
take everyone's turn.
I'm not worried about Mirajor and Kane so much in the moment, but I can see Moruk's health is down to like 23 out of 58. I can see that Nim is really hurting right now. Obscurity, where are you at right now?
I think I'm okay. Hold on, let me check.
I haven't been hit once. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, I mean,
That may
I've
be
just been
true.
doing a lot of hitting.
I
Yeah.
did do a burning hands that did 2 points of damage to you. So yeah, I get it. I get
That
it.
was to Nim.
Oh, sorry, that's right. That was the Nim. I'm sorry, but
I'm
but
only
also
down 11 hit points.
only down 11.
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, so to answer your question, my goal here is to kill Giorgio.
Okay.
Stop
good
him.
goal.
Or that's literally, so my focus, I am not thinking about anybody else on this ship. My target is Giorgio. I'm not going to stop targeting Giorgio until he's mush.
Okay.
Because I don't know if making him a puddle will stop this ship from doing whatever it's doing. So that's the only thing. And ultimately, like, Moruk sort of, I gathered, and Morok sort of suggested that we're about to do, like the ship, something bad is about to happen on the ship because of this device. So the only
Right.
thing that I can do in regards to that device is make the device's worker or owner stop. So that's
Yeah.
my focus.
Okay. Because as Tom mentioned, I am at 7 health, so not a lot. So I'm going.
Nim's been taking some points. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So I'm
should heal
getting
yourself.
away from the archer. I was thinking, because if I heal myself, the problem is there's only like so much that I get with that.
It's gonna take it right away. Go back again.
Yeah, pretty much. And with 7, it's like, ugh.
Kane does have cure wounds, by the way.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe the paladin can start paladining.
Paladizing.
that's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
I've been using his smite
have you?
slots.
Not
That-
his heal ones.
No, but
He
also
has
that
no heal
dealt a
ones.
ton of damage
Okay,
to the
so you can play Mirajor. You can't play Kane, apparently, Eric. What are you doing? This is from the person who is about to die.
Laying hands.
I feel like Harrison Ford.
Kane needs to lay
We
his
are
hands
going
on
to
somebody.
die.
Oh, Kevin, you beat
Well-
me to it. I was on mute. I was about to be like, we die. Got it. He did.
Kane also does have the lay on hands pool of 35.
Yeah, that one.
So-
That one's more
Dump
of
it.
like something.
Dump it.
That being said, I think so. We could get Kane. All right. So if we move Nim right here, Kane right here, and Mirajor here, we've got both of those guys have advantage on the assassin. We can do that. I mean, Kane is gonna heal Nim,
Yeah.
and then I can move my little guy wherever.
Right. To get advantage.
So that
if you
we
need
can
it.
still get advantage. Exactly. So
Right. Just in case I don't continue to stun.
right, and or if you don't obliterate him right now anyway.
Alright, so why don't we have Kane use the 35 on you,
Yeah.
Evan, to just get you back into at least, what,
The game.
slightly bloodied?
Yeah, 35 is pretty good. That'll get me to 42, which is... actually, I might be able to change that on his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
No, because I'm the DM in here. Okay. So got that, and then... Yeah, because I still have my Spirit Guardians, so they're still going to get hit by that as well.
Then I can probably... It looks like I can do 2 attacks per action for Mirajor.
Yes.
And he does have a rapier, so I could at least get a couple in on that.
Yeah, what is this green flame blade? I haven't really looked at it.
It's a good. If it's a bonus action and it increases the damage dealt if you hit.
No, it's an action.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's a spell. Yeah,
it is
it's
it
a
is
cantrip.
spell, but I thought you could cast it as a bonus action and then take your attack.
It's one action. You brandish a weapon using make a melee
Yeah.
attack. Okay.
No.
So-
Wait.
No,
You can do
you-
it and make an attack with it, though. Yes.
Correct, but
Yeah.
at the same moment you could
You just attacked twice.
Yeah,
You could
it's
just attack twice. Okay. All right.
you
yeah.
could just
I'm
attack
like,
twice if you have 2 separate targets. This you deal
my Eldritch Knight had it. That's why I'm like, I know you can attack with it. Like you,
you
Yeah.
attack with it and you can deal damage to a second target.
there it is.
Which
So there's kind
can,
of a bonus
but
or
like,
whatever.
you know, whatever. So yeah. I'm thinking just the regular attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. At 11, it will go up a couple hits, and then it'll make more sense to do. But
Even then, Yeah, you'd have to see,
He'd
because
get an
usually
extra-
everything scales. Where being the Blade song, he might scale
Yeah.
as well with it. So it's always tough with those things.
So, can I roll
So
that?
who's
No, I
doing
can't roll
what?
that. I'm gonna roll for Mirjor for a D20.
To attack the rogue.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
with advantage. What are you doing?
Oh,
You
sorry.
have a flank.
That was
Hey, there
that
we
was
go.
the whole point.
All right,
Sorry.
so that one is a hit.
So that's gonna be 1d8 plus 4. So 11,
Nice.
and then the second one. Let's do a quick 14 and 3. But the 14 is going to be plus 7, so it's going to be a 21.
What's giving the +7?
The regular hit DC.
Oh, you just rolled a D20 +7.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah.
Okay, then 100% that second one is a hit as well.
For 12 points.
Oh wow,
Whew.
really good damage.
It's what I do.
That's what I do. Is that my role?
You
Okay. All right, who's next? I think Kane walked up and did the lay on hands. Is that a bonus action or an actual?
That's an
that
action.
is an
Unfortunately.
action. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Let me see if he has a bonus action. He Hexblade's Curse, but I think he already used it, maybe or maybe not. I don't know if that's applicable.
No,
At this
we
point.
haven't. He
I
doesn't
feel
have
like
that
it's
right now. We don't know
Yeah.
anything of that. So, all paladin stuff.
yeah.
Alley stuff.
Yes, baby.
Yeah, so unless
Yeah,
he's doing
looking
like
at it-
shield of faith, searing smite, anything
I
like
feel
that.
I feel like it's only good if we have like a really big boss and we're all hitting it, because then it gets that plus 3 bonus to damage rolls and whatnot. But
What?
The Hexblade's Curse.
He doesn't even have it.
Yeah, he does. Kane has it.
No, he doesn't.
No, just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
Remember?
bunch
Oh,
of
okay.
other stuff going on.
He's got none of that.
okay, never mind. Sorry, I did not know that.
No, I know.
Well,
That's
I mean, you
that's
do,
the
but you
problem with
don't,
jumping
right?
in
Yeah.
on Kane. It's like,
Okay,
oh, shit,
got it.
right,
Chris has been
paladin
picking up a
only.
bunch of
Gotcha.
stuff,
Whoops.
And some of it is there and not there. So yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm actually a little upset that he hasn't been able to make it the last couple times because he had something really cool that he could have brought in right now. But we're waiting.
Yep. Okay, so spiritual weapon is coming in.
And we were doing that on your turn, correct? Not at the start of their turn.
So it's a spiritual weapon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spiritual weapon. All right. Do you want to just use the ghost image again?
I already have it right here.
Oh, you're attacking. I thought that was your spiritual guardians. Sorry.
No, that's the aura.
That's the aura. Okay. Yep. 22 is definitely a hit.
No, that's me. I'm taking
I'll
a bow
take
on
it.
stage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, you know what? Everybody loves this backup actor who's been a semi-villain.
Okay,
So you're,
good.
I mean, listen. Oh, bravo,
he's
like
like
somebody
currently
throws like
winning
a lily
over
and a
there.
rose, and I'm not sure what you mean, but you can grab them both and enjoy them. So yes, they're there.
Okay, so wait, what? Oh, that ended up on 10. All right. So a 23 to hit on Orhe.
Pretty
Nice.
sure that hits. I will just double check. 1,000% that
I
hits.
hope so.
Yes, for sure.
All good.
Oh, don't you know?
12 points of force damage.
Okay. What's real fun about that is he can't do anything about it anyways because
I know.
So
It is fun.
I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, maybe he could do. Oh no, he can't do any of this. So
And then let me see. Incapacitated.
can't take actions or reactions.
No. What is it?
Yeah, incapacitated. Can't take
Restraint?
actions.
No,
or
I'm
reactions.
paralyzed.
Yeah, it's not
Incapacitated.
Paralyzed. Incapacitated is different.
Saving throws affected. You automatically fail strength and dex saving throws, which means that he is taking.
No, I've got incapacitated up right now. It says incapacitated creature can
Cool.
take actions or reactions.
He is paralyzed.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry if he is. I apologize. Dolan said he was incapacitated, so I have.
No.
I'm
Dolan
sorry.
said he was paralyzed, and paralyzed makes you incapacitated.
Hold on. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying if we scroll up, Dolan said for Tom when he lies about next game, 3 full rounds, Jorge is incapacitated.
Oh,
That's
fair
why I
enough.
pulled that up.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll admit on that one.
All right.
Wait a
So
minute.
I
wait a
was
minute,
saying
wait a minute.
when she first did it.
I wasn't here for a second. What did Dolan say about what?
That
Dolan, you have
that
paralyzed
Jorge was
Porcio, but
incapacitated.
You had written that he was incapacitated, so I had the stats for incapacitated up. But Kevin corrected that. You're all okay. I just was going off of what you had written.
So are we saying that he's not incapacitated?
No, he
Paralyzed
is.
way better than incapacitated.
Paralyzed makes him incapacitated.
Yes.
But-
so he right. Hold on.
Paralyzed also makes it so that saving throws, he automatically fails strength and dex saving throws.
So
Because that's why I was looking into that.
Hold on. But what he is he's stunned. Okay, it's a stunned condition, which means he's
Oh, is
incapacitated.
that the one?
Yeah.
That's
So
the one.
he
Okay, sorry.
is
Still same stuff.
incapacitated.
But he still fails strength and dex saving throws.
Saving throws
Yes.
affected. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws.
And attack rolls have advantage.
Attacks affected. Attack rolls against you have advantage.
Yes.
A stunned creature is incapacitated.
So Kevin, high
You
five.
can't
kind of
move,
both got
you
it
can
wrong,
speak,
but-
only falteringly. So you can't even really speak.
Well, that depends on which way you
Wait a
go,
minute,
because that's the
wait a
legacy.
minute. So he is stunned. So now I have a different question I need to ask the workers. Go ahead. You keep going.
Keep going.
What's your favorite color?
So he took 12 damage from the sword and 7
Yes, I
radiant
took that.
damage from the sacred flame.
All right. 12 damage I had down, and then an additional 7 from that. Okay. Okay.
That's Nim.
What the fuck is...
Okay. So, so that was Nim. So I think we're left with Obscurity and Moruk as far as what you guys want to do.
Okay, so if I don't, FYI, if I don't stun Giorgio, then he is unstunned after the end of my turn. Here we go.
Stun him.
Yeah,
Be stone cold.
yeah. Yeah.
You start smashing beers together.
And beating women. That's me.
Just throwing them in the ocean, like, you know, like for you. There's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
what were they called? What were the shark people called? Sauhugan?
Sahuagin?
Thrown into a shark person.
And I unintentionally saved Giorgio's life by throwing him into the ocean, and he doesn't teleport and ignite into 40 fire damage.
Well, that's technically Moruk's
Just-
problem right now because he's.
I know. I'm just saying. I unintentionally saved Giorgio's life, and we all perished except for
Right.
Giorgio. Giorgio's like, oh,
Giorgio's like, "You're the best."
yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry. You are the best. And then just
he drowns for a couple seconds, but then he's just like, oh, okay.
I'm back.
I get to live again another day.
He turns into the Noid.
Normally, if you see something like that in like a movie, it's like the kid who will grow up to be the hero in the story and the protagonist. But in this case, you just save the villain.
All of it's the same.
I mean, you do raise a good point. I mean, Giorgio clearly has more knowledge than he shared. So is he someone to save or not?
My vote's always not. Okay.
Oh, you mean murder? The bitch that led you back? Yeah, no, I get you. I know where you're at.
Uh-huh. Cool. Glad we're on the same page. Finally. Only it's taken 12 years. Let's see. Raven, I need you to stop. Hold on. With advantage. Ooh.
14 to strike, huh?
Does that hit? No. Okay. Okay, that's the first one.
Of 16, so I'm sure you're gonna hit.
Ooh, that one probably hits.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Okay, so then we're talking
This might kill him. This
double
might
damage.
just flat out kill him. What are you using for a weapon right now, by the way?
my fists.
Of course you are. Okay.
Because it's
Fists of
literally the
justice.
same. It's just like,
my hands of justice.
yeah. Why damage, why potentially damage or lose my weapons when my fists just do all the things? So we're gonna do that. Oh, nice. An 8 on the die, so that would be a 16 plus 5 would be the d20 damage. 16 plus 5 is 21 points.
I apologize. So it came up 13. Was that something outside of that, or is it there's additional things?
No, because it was a critical, you double the die, right? Or are we just rolling twice?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Sometimes when you roll a 20, it gives you the chance to roll a critical. That's why. So
Oh, it didn't.
You can do either that you want. It's fine.
Okay, so I rolled the die, and an 8 came up on the die. So 8 plus 8 is 16, and I have a plus 5 to my damage, so 21.
All right. He's not dead yet, but he looks like he's got the last fake bursts of breath and life
Okay.
still in him.
Just for shits and giggles.
Hold on. I need to redo this for a sec because I just did that really wrong and gave him life instead of taking life. So hold on.
Do you guys think that I should, in case I don't kill him this next round, I should still stunning strike him now?
I mean, there's always the chance that like this fucker might teleport or something like that. So I mean,
Yeah. So stunning strike.
it's always good to do anything you can.
Confirm. Okay. So stunning strike, and we need a DC 14 con. Thomas.
Con. So those I can still make even in the condition.
Yeah.
It was strength and dex.
Strength and dex. Yep.
Okay, just double checking, just making sure I'm
Mhm.
not acting outside my wheelhouse here. All right, con. That's not great. Yeah, it's not great. That was a 7. That was a
Okay.
7, so not great.
Stunned.
Okay. Now wait,
Yeah.
on a
That's rough,
stunning
buddy.
strike, does the strike still do damage, or is it just a
Mm-mm,
strike?
it just
Yes.
stuns him.
Like the
I mean, yes.
strike does damage.
Right. The strike
But then
does damage,
stunning strike
and
is
then
just
I
in
spend
addition.
a key
You
point to
spent the
stun
key
him.
point to put stunning strike onto that. Okay, understood.
Correct.
To attempt
yeah,
to,
He is,
yeah.
he's stuck again. He is.
Right.
Does it?
All right, I thought this was
Yeah,
part of a
it
second.
is.
Okay.
Do we want this guy alive or we want him dead?
Like his eyeballs look at you like, leave me alive! I want to be alive!
I'm
Well, you have
asking
no
my
say in the matter.
people.
Well,
I mean, you're reading.
I mean, we
eyeballs.
could always bring him back to life, right?
He could also be sitting there being like, kill me now. You don't know. I don't know how well you
I mean, how much torture do we want to go through? We could always just bring his health up to 5.
I
and then
punch him again.
Kill him again. Yeah.
25 hit.
Oh,
Well,
1000%. And
you're
don't
attacking
even-
with
you don't even
melee.
roll
You can
damage, but don't worry. I'm just gonna put an X on him right now.
you
Okay.
can choose for it to not be lethal if you're
Alright,
doing a
yeah.
melee attack.
I'll knock him unconscious. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right,
So.
then I won't put an X on him, and I will put the
Unconscious
I'll put this
emblem on
snail
him.
on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he
Plus
is
20.
unconscious.
And still
Um,
only a 24.
So Venice,
So
meanwhile,
now-
is like, you know what? You're playing Aqualung
Diddly
under a
diddly
bathroom
diddly
stall
diddly 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 diddly
to the tune of one specific Anchorman. So yes.
Okay.
that's what you're doing.
So that was what I wanted to do.
Yas,
So that's done. And
I did what I wanted to do. Now,
I'm gonna shout
have-
out loud to Morok. I'm just gonna tell him the fucker's unconscious, just to let him know. I don't know if it changes anything that Morok is doing. And Mhm.
I was just gonna say, is there like I have zero problem with it, but I've played games where people have come up with a curse word to use instead of the F word. Like some people say pronk, some people are like, oh, Morgborg, and they go on. Do you guys want something like this in this game, or do you want availability of the F-bomb as well as? It's something to think about. It just crossed my mind. That's all.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to say fuck.
Oh no, it's not that you can't say fuck. I'm just
just in
saying that,
addition, right?
like in addition
Yeah.
to like if you want to,
We'll just add a world swear. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
I really love the idea, and I've played a couple games where it's a thing, and I'm like, I fucking love this.
Kind
Or
of
I
like
fucking
Firefly
love it.
dialogue.
Exactly.
Right.
Like you just pick
just
a
curse
thing,
in Japanese
and
or
then whenever,
Chinese,
yeah, whenever
Mandarin.
you're mad, you drop it. I love that, but
Okay.
you guys can decide about it.
My next target is going to be the gentleman up on the crow's nest.
Ooh.
Very
So
polite, but okay.
Immediately just
I'm gonna
Charges
bolt
up on him.
there. Yeah.
You're gonna
Excellent.
bolt up there. Okay, so
Yeah.
remember, it's a solid, like you're gonna have to climb up there, and I don't know if you have to climb speed.
Yeah, I don't know. I was actually just looking for that. I feel like I should. I'm a fucking hunk. I should be able to run up that post.
I
But
think that the rule is that your
Soon.
climb speed is roughly half your normal speed. So what is your
my normal speed is 55.
okay? So the mast, I think we started off by saying it was some like 40 or 50 feet up. So you can make it most of the way up there, but you're not there yet. And you can choose if you want to be on the rigging or if you want to be on the mast itself.
Oh, because I can't be in the crow's nest.
Because you can't get there yet, exactly.
Gotcha.
Unless
On my way
you
up.
as a bonus action could double move, but I think you bonus action to key strike the last
I can
one.
use another key point to dash. Step of the wind.
Okay. But that would put you up there with the inability to do anything else? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And my jump distance is doubled for the turn if I do that as well. Step of the wind.
so
What is
launch
your
yourself
jump
up.
distance?
I can just fucking jump. I don't know what my jump distance is. Is it doubled my move? So it's 110
I don't
feet?
think that's your jump distance.
Okay.
I think your jump distance is a portion of your move. I don't think it's your.
Isn't it based on like your strength and some stupid stuff like that?
My strength is a +5. Oh, sorry, that was a saving
Nice.
throw. My
Jump.
strength is a +2.
Jump, 5th edition.
It's gonna give you the spell.
Features and
No.
traits.
I did fucking totally did. God damn it, Kevin, you're right. All right, move.
I
How
know.
about
I've
that?
looked it up before.
Speed, force march. Just give me the fucking shit I want to look at. Jumping. Boom. All right, jumping. Your strength determines how far you can jump. When you take a long jump, which means you have to move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap only half that distance. Either way, each foot you clear on the jump costs an additional foot of movement. This rule assumes the height of your... Don't jump. How about we
Okay.
just say this? Just don't jump.
Okay, got it.
If you want to step of the wind and like
Dash.
Sasuke run up half the way and be like, no, I got more, and then make it up to the top, you can make it to the
Hmm.
top.
Okay.
You do not get a kunai knife. I'm not going to give you a kunai knife.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'll just spend a key point, use Step of the Wind, and get up to that crow's nest.
All right. So I'm going to put you right here, and you're effectively at the top of the crow's nest. Maybe like where the crossbeam is at the top of the mast. I want to say it's like the fusel. I don't know what the term is.
Fuselage?
No, that's not it. But it's close. But basically, like on a mast where the cross brace comes across at the crow's nest, which is where the sails come
The fuel
down
gets
from,
put in.
the rigging extends from. That's where you've made it up to. You can. Do you want to be like right there next to it? Do you want to be on the edge of the crow's nest so he can shove you off? Like, what do you want to do?
I want to be in the crow's nest. I want to be bear hugging this fucker.
So the crow's nest is enough space on this particular boat for one person to be in.
I want to be on his shoulders.
I don't think you can. So per the rules, you can't
Okay.
occupy the same space. So what I will say is maybe
I wanna grapple him.
you're dancing
grapple
on.
him.
You can't do that because you used your actions. But you can totally be on. I'm giving you a choice. You can either be on the edge of the crow's nest,
Or-
getting ready to like strike,
Mm-hmm.
or you could be on one of the cross braces so that you have something solid on your feet, not just like the
All
2
right.
inch thick rim of the crow's
Mhm.
nest.
Cross braces.
Okay. Boom. That's why I put you right there. Okay.
Okay.
Does that work? Is that okay?
It is what it is.
It is.
It's gonna
I don't like
it's gonna have to work.
I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. So it is now. It's Morok's turn because we haven't heard from Morok. Morok, what are you doing?
I will cast Dispel on that teleportation device.
Son of a bitch. What can you dispel up to before having a roll?
4th level.
You don't even have to fucking. All right. Yep. Go ahead. So you cast Dispel Magic. Please mark it off on your sheet. And as you do that, this like this Frankenstein module sound effect that's coming from this desk just goes like. The whirring stops. This like pulsating energy dies down around you. And give me an Arcana check.
23.
23. Great roll. You feel confident that you have stopped the teleportation effect that Horgio and others had started. You also realize that this is effectively like you're standing in the captain's chamber of the Wayfarers Guild ship, and that this is the mechanism that effectively allows them to go anywhere they want to go. The problem is clearly that like if you tried to do that right now, you and everybody on the ship when it took off would be dealt like an extreme amount of fire damage because of this like burning sky effect that is going on throughout the place at this point. But you have successfully. Is there anything else you want to do besides maybe be like, "Fuck yeah, I'm the best"? To the golf clap from the rest, yes.
Nope. How big is this device? Isn't it? It's attached to the ship itself.
Yes. So the device is a wooden desk. It's basically this thing that's right here. It's this thing that's down in the room. Like I didn't make you go down to it. I don't know if it's highlighting it. Yeah, down there. It's basically like built into this space and across the wall on the rear of the ship where Harbor has windows that look out so people can look in and get psychic damage. There's just charts and like what are the maps that have multiple topographical maps and all sorts of things like spread out that basically are the entirety of the continent to show areas that you could teleport to, even teleporting this ship to like deep rivers or lakes or other things.
Cool. I'm just gonna like touch the desk briefly and say I'm coming back for you, and then go pack it.
I love you. I'll be back.
I love
You notice too that
I knew we were taking that desk home.
you notice too. I just said it's
Once,
built into the ship. but
once
anyway,
I saw it.
That's
notice
why I'm
too-
coming back for it, or I would
The ship is
sit and
mine!
teleport to
We already
home.
said we're taking this ship home
So-
too.
and
anyways,
endure
Right.
the
hold on.
charred remains.
So I just want to get this out because I think it's important. Is that did anybody see the original Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Good. Cool.
Who didn't see
Well,
it?
that you know what? That's a question
I mean, I've
have
seen
to ask
parts,
the audience more and more
but,
these
like, I
days.
haven't
because
seen
it's
the
like
whole
young
thing.
people, I don't know. But there's a scene where Schwarzenegger needs to put his hand on a device, and there's like this carved out platform for not like 5 fingers, but like 4, and he slides it in. On the desk are a similar carved out
Crazy.
platform that also calls for 4 fingers that would require a series of kind of like deciding where to put your digits, and that may have some control over it. I think that's a really cool thing to mention that you see as a, but you do shut off the efforts to teleport that have happened. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's the bad guy's turn.
Rogue takes damage.
The rogue, yep, the rogue's gonna take damage. Do I roll a save or I just automatically take damage?
Yes, it's a save. Where's the damage? It is a wisdom save of 15.
Yeah, wisdom is a -1, so I did not roll well, so I'm going to take whatever damage you have.
14 radiant
Wow.
damage.
Yeah, this definitely seals her act. So the rogue sees Horgio either down or unconscious or all of the above. And she just says, I don't get paid enough for this. And she is going to disengage. But before she disengages, she looks up at the person in the crow's nest that's next to obscurity and says, light 'em up! These fuckers can burn anyways. And she... Ploop!
Oh, I was like, what's ploop mean? What does ploop mean?
Ploop ploop means she jumps in the water. I'm
She-
sorry, she runs off the edge and ploops in the water.
It's like dropped a nugget. Like,
Oh, yeah, well, okay, she goes, these fuckers can burn. She shits her pants. You hear something hit the ground.
yeah,
And then that's
I've heard that sound before.
Interestingly enough, a fun story tonight, as we were on this walk around the neighborhood, Sarah and I were, so we do this thing where we have these nature cards. Tarn loves to do this, where it's just a series of cards that say things like rough, smooth, spiky, striped, yucky, green, like whatever. And she loves to do this, so we go out and we do this. And Sarah was like, oh, the thing I'm looking for is right here. And she points and she goes, oh my god, I almost stepped on that. And there was a frog, like a fist-sized bullfrog on the ground. And I was like, that's kind of funny. And we were about to leave, and I'm like, all right, buddy, you should probably go back in the water over there. So I went to move him with my foot. And as I went to move him, the frog jumped and at the same time peed all over my fucking shoe. And as he did that, I was like, he just peed on my shoe. And Tarn fell down laughing. Like, I just gave her the
Excellent.
funniest thing that had ever happened. I'm like, it's funny, but it's not that funny. And she's like, he peed on your shoe! He peed on your shoe! So, the idea of plopping before you go, maybe that's it. She was like, you guys are the worst! Pee, jump. And so she goes,
yeah!
and, oh yeah! Alright, and so the guy
Oh, nice.
in the tower
Nice.
points his bow down.
Well, I thought it was going to be something actually like scary.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it, fucktard. He points his bow down at one of the two barrels that are next to the mast. And as he goes to let the arrow go, he just looks at obscurity and goes, "Good luck."
Can you
And
catch
he
it?
shoots. I was gonna say, so he has multiple attacks. She has the chance. I have a question. Could she try to grab both or just one with a key point? How does snatch a projectile
Reaction. You'd only be able to get one, but if she grabs it and stabs him in the eye and fucking pushes him off the thing.
Right, that would take extra. Because I can, if I catch it well enough, I can attack with it.
So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give you a chance to grab the first arrow. However, he does have two arrows.
Yeah.
So I will also tell you this: that anybody who's tried to hit this guy, and I don't think anybody has.
No.
No.
His AC is less now that you're standing next to him. He had like 3/4 cover being in the crow's nest. So you are currently the most like possible to hit this person. But I have to roll for the strike first, and then that's what you roll against, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so
It's the
Or
damage.
just
The
key point
damage.
grab.
right, it's the damage. So I can use my reaction to attempt to grab it. When I do so, the damage I would have taken from the attack is reduced by a certain amount, and I roll that amount. So if my roll exceeds the damage that you do, then I will be able
Alright,
to.
So this is how I want to roll this. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm going to modify this a little bit because the attack is not coming at you; it's coming at a barrel on the floor of the ship. I think that I'll roll.
Right, so whatever the damage
I'll-
to that would have been.
I will roll the damage. I will put a modifier on it because it's not specifically to you. And then if your roll can get that, you grab the arrow, 100%. And you can then return it to him, correct?
I can only
Yes.
return it to him if I reduce the damage to 0.
Right.
Right, so let's do this. I need to look up.
Like I can definitely grab it no matter what, but the only way I can actually use it to attack him is if I reduce the damage to 0.
Okay, so I'm going to roll.
Well, it's kind of more of a deflect missiles. I see it more of, to deflect or catch the missiles. If you can reduce the whole thing, you catch it. But otherwise, you're just
got
hitting
you.
it to the side.
Oh, okay.
Like
I
it
got you.
gets your
Right,
arm or something.
So then my roll would just do less damage to the thing he's trying to hit.
Yeah,
Unless
so
I-
if he
I'm
does
gonna say
like
that if
8
your
damage
roll-
to you,
If your roll is enough to reduce what I just rolled,
Mhm.
this first strike doesn't count.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens on the second one after that. So, I rolled with the damage. Roll and tell me. Do you want me to tell you so you know what you're rolling for, or do you want to roll blindly and then I'll tell you if it beats it?
Yeah, I'll just roll
Okay.
if it lets me. Just make it high.
All right. So the damage that was about to be done to this barrel was 12. So you catch the arrow. You're able to like reach out and be like, no.
Nope.
And you reach out and you grab that arrow, and I'm gonna give you one attack against this guy. You can just grab that arrow and strike with it. You can say it's a fist strike, or I'll give you. You know what? I'll give you a +2 to the damage on them because you have a pointed part of the fist. So you're like,
Okay.
no, and you grab it and you come in, and so swing to hit him. You don't get advantage, but swing to see if you can strike him.
I think that strikes.
Holy shit, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. That hits Strahd and a half. So, yeah. Okay, of course. Do some damage to this guy.
And then +2, plus the 2 to that?
+2 to that. So, yeah, so you do some damage to this guy. I need to take some damage. Okay. And he's like he's totally taken aback. Like, he did not think you would be able to do that. And he goes, like, he kind of stutter steps and he's like, can't do it again. And
Right. No, I can't. Not according to these
and
rules.
wait, and he fires down. However, because of rules of fun, and because I think this is pretty cool, do you still have key points?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you a chance to do this, but for this second one, I'm gonna make it a disadvantage. So basically, I'm gonna roll my damage, and unless you roll double it, you can't stop it, but you have a
Okay.
chance.
Okay.
Oh, that's really good for me. Okay, so roll and see what you get, and I'll tell you what happens. Holy shit. Yep. Okay. So, fun fact: on a standard hit, this guy can only do a D8. I'm sorry. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. A D10 plus 3. I rolled a 9, so I had 12, and I'm like, all right. If she has disadvantage on it, so can she do it? However, you rolled once, which means I think I need you to roll one more time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna make me have to. I thought I had to double.
No, boy. I mean, you know what I have right now. All you need to do with disadvantage is get a 12 or better. On your side.
Gotcha. Understood.
I don't
Or
have
better.
it yet. Shit, what happened? Oh, Jesus.
20 and a 22.
Jeez. So as this guy's like, you can't do it again, you just reach out and grab it, and I think it just sounds really good that you don't even need to roll the hit. Just do some damage against this guy, and if you want to stunning strike him too, you can do that.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. Let's do that.
I mean, I don't fucking like this. Like,
He-
I
he
really
won't.
wanted this to go a different way, but
It's nighttime, right? Because it's like the play and stuff.
it was kind of like late afternoon, so it's not nighttime yet.
Okay. Is it like
But
the
but
sun
with
is
the
setting,
dark
or
clouds and the storm that's happening right now, it feels like evening. So yes.
all right? So
It's
like
7
dim
points of
light,
damage.
dark.
I mean, is there something specific you're looking for because of that?
Shadow
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll allow that. Sure.
Like I wouldn't be able to do that right now or anything like that, and I don't know if obscurity is going to be able to. Well, I mean, I'm sure she'll want to do that.
Does 23 hit him?
I mean, 100% it hits him.
All right. So he takes 7 points of damage and stunning strike. This is my last key point, guys. I'm really tired. And
I'm gonna
I
have to
need
go
a-
for another 3 mile,
right, and 3 mile
brisk swim
like
out to the elven ships.
I should have. You know what? At the start of this, I should have just said swim home. I should have goddamn told you to swim
Yeah,
home.
just
Oh,
told me
well.
to swim home. I'm gonna need a con DC 14.
Okay, and this is from the soldier at top. So hold on, I gotta pull it up and see what it is. And the con. He does not have bonus to this. So, but it's an 18. He has an 18. on the
Okay,
die.
so he succeeds. My stun does not go through.
So you don't stun him, but
Mm-mm.
I think what I'd like to say at this point is this: is you've got Giorgio stunned.
No, Giorgio's unconscious now.
I'm sorry, unconscious and stunned. I feel like you did both of those things.
Yes.
You're down and double down. The soldier that's up here, do me a favor and just try to just try to stunning strike him one more time, just as a gift, or he's going to take off. It
I
doesn't
don't
really
have any
matter.
more key points.
So
That was my last
he basically goes like, "Hey, by the way, fuck you," and just takes off and runs away because he had a bonus action left and he had action based on his build to the disengage. So he's just gonna go like, "Wee, sploosh," and he's not there anymore. Boop. By the way, just
But I
for-
can see them, right? From where I am?
Where you are right now, no, you would have to run over to the other end of the crawl space, look down, and then try to find them in the stormy sea.
Okay.
What I will show you guys, and what was about to happen, is if those arrows had struck. These were both explosions waiting to happen, and the red zone is only the central of it, but they affected that full distance, and if anybody was caught in it, they were dealt damage and then blown back. And also it would have broken the mast, and the mast would have fallen. However, that didn't happen. So these are not here. So nothing to be concerned with.
Good to know about those barrels, though. That'll come in handy.
Well, what was
Yeah,
really funny
everything about
this,
this ship is going to be so convenient when we use it.
Yeah.
what
We
was
are
really-
building our fleet.
What was really funny about this was, I forget who the first person up here was. I think it was Obscurity, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Obscurity. I described to you that there were barrels by the mast,
Mm-hmm.
and that there were people around. And I'm like, what do you do? And she was just like, I go this way. And I was like, okay, cool. And you never said, I want to look at the barrels. And then when
Yeah.
other people came up, I was like, there's barrels around the mast of this. And no one ever said, what are those barrels about? And I'm like, that's a thing. Find out.
There were definitely more important things to handle that I needed to ignore at that point in time.
Right, like
So
a closed room
A bloody
with a
man.
teleporter.
as you guys sort of dispatch, send off, deal with, dissuade, turn off, etc., all of the stuff and things that are going on, people start to like come up that spiral staircase, like wayfarers, like people from the town, etc. They see bodies laying around. They're like, wow, Jesus Christ, what's going on? And you guys basically play crowd control for a while as these like heavy raindrops continue to fall on the ship, and as Obscurity comes down and saying like, why was he shooting that? And you guys realize what those barrels were. You're just like, holy shit, okay. And you kind of, everything starts to like, everything starts to settle down. But as the battle is done and the wayfarers start to direct the ship back to shore, the winds start to pick up heavier and heavier, and the sea is starting to get choppy. Who has a wayfarer's, not a wayfarer's, I'm sorry, who has one of the tiers on them? Or does Nim still just have all?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants them.
Well, no, I'm just for the moment. Who has them?
But I have the 8 of them.
Okay, so Nim, you find as you're getting back to shore, almost back to dock, the winds have picked up to a point now where you're able to like sort of stand in like a Nahanchi stance and not be moved and be fine. But everybody else is like either getting pushed down, pushed over, they're slipping around, and because of what you've already been able to sort of uncover and discover by talking to Simon and others at the Lyceum, I'm not even going to make you make a check. You realize that it's like the Tide Reaver's tears are giving you this ability, and that your counterparts are getting kind of like blown all over the place. In fact, so Venice comes up and is like, I've been the best non-villain. Oh, and he starts to get blown over.
And then he's gone.
Yeah, and he's just gone forever. That would be fun to play out, but I'm not going to be that much of a jerk. So with that, what I'm going to do is take a quick break because I got to run to the fridge, and I will come back. But if you guys want to grab those, you should grab them so you have them and decide who has them.
I mean, I think we just established I have them. So, problem solved. So one of the things, yeah, if anyone wants any of those, that's, you know, we can have those and we can share and everything. The one thing that I'm curious about is the shit, I got sidetracked by those things. Oh, the what's her face, Torrance Master. Because that's where Grog and Rog were. That's where we saw them originally. Lee. That's what I thought. A hydromancer. Maybe he's doing the storm. Is he here? That would be an interesting question to find out. Probably want to grab the orc bodies and get them into like the room or something. Investigate.
Grab the
Excuse
orc
me,
bodies
anything
and
that
get 'em
they
into
have.
the room. Oh, just like, yeah, strip them. I was thinking
Yeah,
making
check and
like
see.
fish bait. Do you want to go fishing? I don't know. Is anybody hungry? I'm hungry.
All right, so I apologize. I just went back. What was the plan?
So we're grabbing the orc bodies, as well as, you know, Giorgio, and just kind of getting everyone into like an area that we can inspect and kind of figure out what's going on from there. Anything else that we can kind of gather. I was also wondering, I know there are a lot of people here who are important people from the town and everything of that nature. Is Lee here?
I would need you to give me an investigation about that. However, one of the first people that kind of emerges on the top deck is Simon from the Lyceum, and he is more than willing to help with whatever kind of interrogation efforts you want to do.
More just, you know, roll call. You know, I know everyone was invited to such a prestigious event, and
No, you're right. I'm just saying that, like, as the ship is still being brought back to harbor, as there's still a bunch of stuff happening, just a look to the right. The ship itself, the theater, sat some 100+ people. So trying to get a head count on that. One of the first people to come up is definitely me. One of the next people that come up after him that's able to be of an aid is Steckart, the dwarf you have a love-hate relationship with right now. But he's up there as well.
no, like, this would be the perfect job for him. Like, that guy can be useful
He
if
is,
assigned to the right
down
things.
to
Like,
be useful. He is down.
yeah, no, I'm sure. So, like, he is going to be gathering names and information.
Let's do it.
So he's gonna gather names and information of people as they depart the ship, basically getting attendance and stuff like that.
So I mean, for sure, I think, like I said, like so as this kind of plays out, I'm going to ask two questions. Are you trying to like quarantine Giorgio and the orc corpses to the side as you get back and then deal with it? Are you trying to deal with it in the moment? Like, what are you doing?
I was hoping that we could get, like, you know, like this little room.
Also, I apologize, everybody. I should have stopped this because nobody's listening.
No, we're still fighting. Simon just wants to be
You're still
involved.
fighting Simon.
We're like it's definitely not lethal at that point, but you know he just wants some excitement. Oh, I missed it. Oh, watch out! As Moruk is just swinging at him, but with like a bag over his head. She's like, he'll never know.
This guy's never gonna get it.
So, I was hoping to kind of get like into this room or something more like up to the side, secluded, while we get everyone back to
I think
harbor.
I think the Wayfarers would be okay with that, but the Wayfarers are also kind of like, we kind of want you out of this room as soon as possible, and that's like not because they want to disregard what you've done, but like they want to try to control, like damage control, and clearly access to the control panel that teleports the ship that could murder everybody. They're like, this should never have happened, and fucking our boss is the worst. So and they're like, I'm not even
who
gonna
is
make a
second in
check on
command at this point?
His name is Biorgio, and he seems like a really squared away guy.
Okay. Well, he
No,
can kind of stand around unless.
I'm sorry, that's bullshit. I need to give you a real answer.
Ah,
The
that's
real answer is the woman that was telling Sylvanus that he wasn't good enough to be in the play. Hold on, I gotta go back.
She didn't say he wasn't good enough to be in the play.
No, he was good enough to be in the play. He wasn't good enough to be perfect in the play.
Yeah, weird how the one guy who is in charge is the one who gets the lead. Fucking crazy how that works.
She's like, I just didn't have the authority to tell him no. Hold on.
Well, it all
Where is
worked
this-
out.
wait,
Savannah's
where's the
got
thing?
the
Okay,
spotlight anyway.
It is.
Hey!
And he blew it.
What the fuck is her name? Oh my god, why is her name not like? I'm sorry, guys. I should have this just ready, but.
Yeah, whatever. It happens. So, like, the biggest thing with it that I'm looking for is more of the fact of if either she's okay with, she doesn't want us to be in there, but if she can be in there at the same time and just be like, hey, we're just gonna be dealing with this stuff. I mean, we've got Giorgio here.
She is 100%. She is 100% like on board, but she also doesn't want the chance for anybody to maybe like fuck up and make the boat travel and kill everybody. So she's like, "Can we find another room? If you want to take them to the quarters at the top of the boat, that would be fine as well." And her name, because it took me a moment to remember, her name is Guild Mistress Sheena Larkins. And as always, she is accompanied by her, you might say bodyguard, the tobacco-smoking bodyguard, Hawkins Dorian, a male human, yes, who seems both big and mentally big. So yes, but yes. So their ask is maybe don't be here, but anywhere else is cool. So.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
That's
if
fine.
you guys were to go through the room that's on the other side, it's literally a stairwell and a series of like boxes and posts that you could tie somebody up to. So, like, without having to like go through the whole like reveal map and stuff, you guys can absolutely do this. That said, I gotta go back over here now. As you guys travel back, are there specific things that you want to do? Do you want to use Simon's help? How do you guys want to approach this, I guess is the question.
Hi. Okay, now there's a door. Why does it keep doing that? So yeah, we're gonna move up there. I mean, yeah, if we have the overzealous dwarf keeping track of people, and keeping control and, doing the security stuff that he needs to be doing, Yeah, definitely. We'll get Simon in there. I imagine he probably has some stuff that would be helpful to convince people, convince Giorgio about, hey,
So
what's going
I
on,
like to
buddy?
I like to think that if you bring Simon in, um, he does that thing that Dumbledore does, where he's like, what is it, the pensieve, where like he's pulling memories
Memories
out
out,
and
yeah.
dropping them into a bowl so everybody can see them, and basically Simon is able to extract from Giorgio or Corgio, however we want to say this, is that there was in fact a plot to um, to murder everybody on board this boat, and the idea was to lure them on board with the promise of a show, which is what they did, and that once everybody was below deck, they were going to activate the teleportation device of the ship and then transport it wherever. It didn't matter. And when that happened, I think I had said it last session, but just for gravitas, it was going to deal 40d6 points of fire damage to everyone on board, potentially murdering them. Additionally, just on the off chance that anyone survived and or that it didn't work out, but it kind of worked, they had recently obtained a series of bodies that they then turned into elvish bodies and put all over the side of the boat to make it look like the Shaelesti had done this. It was effectively known as the elf corpse trick, is what they had called it.
So they're bad at coming up with names. Okay.
They're terrible. Well, I mean, no, I don't want to say they're terrible. They're just really on point, right? It's like we're gonna fool them is known as the we're gonna fool them trick.
Plan,
But
fool them.
however,
Trickery.
it is revealed as this is kind of getting pulled out of the unconscious and then conscious mind of Giorgio that there was a ringleader to this, and that the ringleader was in fact Lee Sidoneth.
Yes. And he's nowhere to be accounted for at the moment.
He is in fact hydromancer that he is, nowhere to be accounted.
No surprise. Okay. So I think we called dibs on his stuff.
Okay, yep, that's fine. For Giorgio stuff, you mean?
Anley.
Well, wait, I take it. I'm sorry, I apologize. Is there a specific Lee stuff that you mean to grab?
No. Just all of it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Just everything.
Just
Yeah.
all of it. All right, so
I mean, it should go to Torrent anyway, so so it goes to us.
you guys, you know what, Kevin, you're a pretty stand-up guy. Hey, your master's a real asshole, but you should get his shit. There you go. That's pretty nice. I like
Right.
it. I like it. That what I will say is this: is as far as Giorgio goes, Giorgio, because he never got to use it, possesses a potion of water moving. Because Giorgio's goal was, if nobody noticed him, was to make this bomb get ready to blow up, and then down that, and then fucking pull what our intrepid monk did a couple episodes ago, and just be like, I'm swimming and swimming and swimming, and then just go back and be like, oh, it's crazy, I don't know what happened, it blew up. So there is that. He also had a +1 quarterstaff, if anybody's interested. He also had a short sword, but I'm pretty sure nobody cares about it. So.
And this is Giorgio himself. I mean, anyone could take the +1. I'll grab it for now until
I'm also I also
whoever's
just for my own records want to know who currently has a Tide Reavers tier, because I think you guys had 4 or 5 of them. I think you had 5 of them, right?
8.
Holy shit, you had 8 of them?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And I only know
So
that because that's what's
who
written.
has one right now?
Me.
The most revealing of name drops. All right, so Nim has one.
No one else wants one. They keep being like, no, I don't need that.
Waiting for better stuff.
I can't imagine.
Here's
So, Tide Reavers tiers. Where are you? This glass sphere appears to be filled with bloody tears and leaks them constantly, though the drips soon evaporate. While holding this sphere, you have advantage on strength ability checks and saving throws to swim through water and to avoid being pushed by strong winds and water. While it is activated, you likewise drip blood, which is eerie but harmless. So currently, I'm just constantly dripping blood, but if anyone else wants to...
Like a lot of it, but yes.
Yeah, like 8 times more than you would expect.
I think you need to say that you activated the item.
Once you
So
expect.
if you've activated it, you just get the 1. It's fine. Is anybody else stepping into this? By the way, 132 points of damage would have murdered
everything.
on this boat.
Yes. And that's with a bunch of 1s in there. There's some 6s, but
I know.
more 1s. And it's just
A lot
like,
of
ugh.
reds, so yeah.
So, I mean...
Is anybody else stepping up to taking Tide Reavers tier, or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, they see me dripping with just so much blood, and they're
Nobody
just like,
wants that.
okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's you yeah, that's you
That's
yeah,
all
that's
men.
fine. You do that.
Alright,
That's
so
fine.
Constantly on the rag.
As you
I,
Christ, oh my God.
me,
All right,
meanwhile,
as you guys-
meanwhile, I've got like these claws as well from the first guy that we killed, just constantly dripping blood.
I mean, that's for dramatic effect, you know. But as you guys get back and kind of find your way back to either your house or your boat, or maybe even the Lyceum, the storm turns from this sort of heavy drizzle into something more. And as this rain and strong winds continue, rumors start to spread throughout the town. And Figovich comes and he's like, "Oh, I need to tell you some things. I don't know if you know this. Can I come in? Because it's really starting to hurt as the raindrops are hitting me in the face."
Yes, come in,
Who's
come in,
here in
come
your
in,
house?
come in,
All right,
come
thank
in.
you. As he comes in, who's there and who's where right now? You guys can literally, you had like an hour or 2 to be anywhere. Where are you in town right now? So everybody in the house and people gone to the Lyceum. Has Kevin decided to go find his vampire mistress? What's going on?
I definitely took a short rest. Which would only be like, I only sleep for 4 hours, so whatever you consider a short rest.
So, hold that thought for a moment. Because
Yeah, I think.
because depending upon what we need for a short rest, and we have in the past said you need a half hour. You only had maybe 2 hours at this point. So if you've taken a short rest, I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying make sure you mark off what you've taken hit time.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even planning on using hit die, but I could.
I don't need them.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
sure, why not?
anyway, so the rest of you though,
Yeah, I think, the only other thing I would think of is to go to Lee's, but I think, and the other thing I'm thinking is this hydromancer, and all of a sudden there's a big storm. I do like the idea of heading back to the house, and even before Figovich gets there, just kind of getting on the same page, everyone, with each other, so that we are aware that, well, at least of my thoughts of, one, the Shea-LSD are trying to be framed, and with the information that we got from Obscurity, maybe it's worth trying to reach out and talk to the one that was maybe a bit more reasonable on the ship. And the other thing is, I wonder if this storm might be caused by the Hydromancer himself. I don't know what kind of power he has, and if this is beyond someone, or if this is something where it's like, if he can do this, holy fuck, maybe we leave him alone. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you try and murder an entire boat filled with the most important people in the village. Yeah, but then sometimes you can just summon a hurricane. So, we all make mistakes.
you know what? I love that. Sometimes you try to murder the most influential people in town. Sometimes you summon a hurricane. We all make mistakes. Whatever. I like that, Kevin. I like that a lot. So.
Well, if he has the power to do that, it's just like, maybe we don't want to argue.
Or maybe we do.
So
right.
I think
Absolutely.
Maybe
fuck this guy.
Is that as the boat comes back, and as you find out that Lee is gone, as you find out from Simon's help in the interrogation. I want to say interview. Interrogation of Horji. You kind of start getting all of this. So I think from there, where does everybody head? So it sounds like Obscurity's going back to the house to try and get some like recovery, like some rest, some whatever she needs to get. Key points, health, whatever. What is everybody else doing? Where is everybody else?
I'm sorry, you guys might have also said this, but how did we get back? Did we take the boat back?
We took my desk.
Yes, the boat.
We took
the Wayfarer.
150 damage on the way.
The Wayfarers came back.
But we ended up teleporting to our beds, so we're fine.
Excuse me, sorry about that. So the Wayfarers and others came back. Were able to help. Holy macaroni! Give me 1 sec.
Holy macaroni. You can tell he's not allowed to curse in his house anymore.
Yeah, there was definitely.
With that, I want to share 2 things.
The Michael Jordan thing, he got too far.
The only things that I'm left are Jesus Christ and goddamn, and those aren't really good anymore either. Because,
Yeah.
This past weekend, I think I shared this with the folks on the Saturday night game. My daughter woke up, she got up, she climbed in bed with us on Saturday morning, okay? And we were like, all right, why don't you go get clothes on and do this? And she's like, okay. And she jumped out of bed. And like managed to like slam her foot
Hit you in your
like
nuts.
a baseboard heater. And as she did that, she went, Jesus crap! And I was like, first of all, you've invented a new curse. Like I didn't even know that was something I could say. And second of all, please don't say that again. Like, just don't. But just don't.
You're gonna get me in
And
trouble.
so like,
I
yeah,
understand that hurt.
this is gonna come back and burn me. But also, Jesus crap is a great thing to say. Like, I just want to say that now. You know? So, but in the interim, Tarn was the one that came up with holy macaroni. She was like, one day she was mad about something, or something was amazing, and she was like, holy macaroni, and I was like, I'm gonna use that
Yeah,
shit
stealing
too.
it.
Is that just great? Like, I
That's
like
mine
that.
now.
Yeah, I don't care you came up with. I'm using it. But
That's kind of how we are in our campaign.
exactly. I'm sorry. What just
Mine.
happened? That's mine now.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, all right. So, the Wayfarers came back. They guided the ship back, docked it. As you guys can kind of hear in the background, the waves and the wind and the seas are starting to whip up more and more. You understand that this was kind of the brainchild of Lisa.
This? What is this?
Yeah, no, like
The
like
whole
this attempt to
plot.
burn everybody alive on the
Oh.
boat. Yes.
And blame the Shale Esty.
And
Okay.
blame the Shale Esty, which was why there was this canoe, for lack of a better word, of like what appeared to be burned Shale Esty along the side of the boat.
Got it.
Okay.
Was it explained in his memories where they came from?
Very specifically, it was in the fact that these bodies, they don't know where the bodies came from. They may have been people murdered. They may have been people from other things. But specifically to make them look like elves, they purchased things from a very specific person that that Eric knows, or should I say, Savenis has met and talked with.
Kane,
God.
I'm pretty sure as well.
And I'm pretty sure Kane spoke with them as well. Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So these aren't Shale Esty. They are people who have been made
Magically
to
painted
seem
to look like them.
cool.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
How long did it
All right,
take us
'cause
to
I was
get
like-
back?
I would say it took to specifically get to where we're talking about right now, it probably took a couple hours. Like turning the ship around and coming back and porting it, not that difficult. But as far as like offloading everybody, checking people to see who was and wasn't there, having this interrogation happen, having this like follow-up discussion about X and Y, where did the bodies come from, where were these real Shale Esty, were they whatever. It's been a couple hours. So what I would say is, if your goal was,
So I was resting that time.
There's no one left to kill. You can officially say you made it back to the house and rested at this point.
Well, I wouldn't have had to rest at the house. I could have rested while they were doing all that shit up on the ship.
I would say that, I'm going to reasonably say that you couldn't do it on the ship because of the concern that there might be more conspirators on the boat. But once you made it back, had double checked to find out what was going on, realized that Horgio was under the sort of like direct control of Simon, had started to get some information about that, realized that Lee wasn't there. You guys have started to come up with some plans or some concepts, right? So Lee is gone. We got to find out where Lee is. There was a conversation or a topic that was brought up about like searching his house and saying his shit's mine now. There was the concept of going back to the house to rest and regain what you needed to do. That's something too. So I'm going to say, as far as resting goes, as far as going to other people's houses, you really can't do that until you made it back to shore. You made it back to shore. The storm has picked up. Simon is like, clearly these events must be related. As soon as I know more, I will tell you more. But if anybody wants to help me try to garner this, I'm going to try to do some divination effects on both Lee and other things. So I'm going to the Lyceum. Where is everybody else, and what do you guys do?
Also, have we confirmed that this ship is ours now?
It's 1,000% not yours. It is the Wayfarer ship.
Even though we have the Wayfarer's captain?
You have captured a treasonous person, and the next in command has stepped up and said, "Get him out of here and do what you want."
Got it. Okay.
So
All right.
no, you do not
So-
have Wayfarer's ship.
Fine.
As you get back to town and all of these things are happening, the first thing I want to ask is where did everybody go? So
I went home.
I know Obscurity went home, but that leaves Kane, Mirajor, Nim, and Moruck. And I will. We don't have to describe where. Oh shit! What the fuck are their names? I can't remember their names right now. I've been dealing with these folks for a while. Katrina and Torin. We don't know. Did I just mess that up? Her name's Torin, right? Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it.
And so Venice, where are you guys? What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going once you get back?
Well, I'd
There's
probably.
no right or wrong answer. It's just so.
Yeah,
What
just
here are
somebody
your options?
stabbed in the
Go
face.
back to your home. Go back to your home to sort of rest and recuperate. Go to the Lyceum to help Simon continue his kind of divination effects to find out where Lee and or others are. Go do something else because that's clearly a thing, or just stay on the ship for reasons unknown. So up to you.
Well, I'd first head back to the Wayfarers, troop tent, just to kind of, break down the performance. Because I'm sure there's a after party type of thing, and then head back to the house to recuperate, and then. Well, I'd probably try to see if anyone wanted to help me with my gnome conundrum.
Okay. All right. So you do your after party, you break down, everyone's like, "Great show. This was amazing. Also, we didn't die because of the other things that happened." And come back because we're going to do this show again in a week. And you're like, "All right, thanks, bros." Clap, clap, clap. Slap, slap, slap. Whatever you need to do. All right, you head out. How about Nim? How about Kane? How about Mumra? What are you doing?
I'd ask Venice about his gnome issue if he asks me.
So,
To
Venice, do you
assist.
share this or no?
Oh, I would definitely share this. I probably would have shared it already, prior to.
Okay. So what
Yeah.
do you say about your
Well, I'd be honest. I was looking into the brothel and the disappearances of the women in the area. Pretty much found who was to blame. However, he somehow saw through my invisibility, my disguised self, and my sneaking around to realize my identity, though he didn't really put a name or face to me. He said he knew me, that I owe him information for now.
I think
You
he
owe
said
him
information or a favor, but sure.
Yeah, information or favor, so I'm trying to figure out A, a way to get out of this conundrum, and B, solve the problem of still the poor missing women.
Alright. I'll help you look into it more.
Right.
There's a gnome who saw through all of this?
There's a gnome. Was it a gnome or a halfling? I forgot the actual race.
It's a halfling, you're a racist, it's fine.
Alright. I
Yeah.
was in it for
It's
the
a little
gnomes.
person.
It's off the table now.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so that answers the question from Moruck. Moruck, you kind of meet up with Venice and you're headed back to the newly fitted house. That leaves questions as far as Obscurity is back there resting as well. Nim, Mirajor, and Kane, What are you guys doing? Nothing. You're being blown out to sea. All right, perfect. Moving on. No.
What I don't know what we would do for Mirachor or Kane.
I'm gonna say that like you guys can pick. Are they just heading back to the house? Are they doing something else? But like your options are to investigate something else, like they might be interested in. Go back to the house or go towards the noise scene. Totally up to you guys. I think for Kevin, I'm most interested in finding out what Nim is doing. The rest we can kind of handle it. Kevin, are you still with us?
I think he said there's a note in. He was going back to the house, sharing everything that he had learned.
Okay, cool. So I think that what we'll do then is just say that the group decided to head back to the house, which is totally fine. And as everybody gets back to the house and can take a short rest, again, I'm going to specify everyone can take a short rest. So decide what you're doing. There is a knock at the door. What do you guys do?
Who is it?
Look through the peephole, because there's a peephole.
Oh yeah, I looked down from the balcony.
It's me. It's Figovich.
All right, we let him in.
We
We let him in. We let him in.
Okay, thank you very much. It's very windy and you're shitty out there. Thank you very much.
And I take my hand off the trapdoor button that is now outside our front door. Let him in.
I do much. I do thank you for not making me, be trapped.
He doesn't even know it's there. He doesn't even know it's there.
He goes,
That's telling him, yeah.
I totally know it's there. It's me. It's Figovich. He goes,
She presses
"All
the
right,
button.
So I
Exactly.
could update
I already
you
know
all
that
the
it's here.
Oh shit, you're back? Oh man, all right. So Figovich is like, he's like, listen, I could update you right now on all the things you haven't done, or I could tell you about all of the things of what you have done are making happen. So I'm going to go with that. But if you need anything else, let me know, and I will tell you. Well, it seems that since your how do we want to say it? Professional saviorism has happened that has made the Wayfarer's boat not murder everyone. That everyone in town is saying the Shaelesti have tried to kill Simon and Xavius and Lurabeck and all the other people. And people are up in arms and agreeing that, even if they don't like each other, they can agree, fuck the Shaelesti. And that's kind of like, like that whole thing when like the Boston tried to blow up and people were like Boston Strong and everyone's like fuck you Boston Strong. Everyone's like fuck you Shaelesti, Sequence Strong kind of thing.
How is that the case when it was just like it was definitely something where while the people were on the boat, like I made sure that it was just like the people in charge knew who it was. Like how did they find out that the Shaelesti, like, supposedly were?
So you ask a good question, and that is a good question. And I don't know if you happened to tune in this past Monday when there was this sort of political debate where somebody said, everyone's eating your fucking dogs. Same kind of shit.
Where did they get the information? Where did this information come from?
I mean, again, you ask good questions, and I don't know if this is coming from. Well, hold on. Let me explain. The messaging from the Lyceum and others is that nefarious interposers were trying to make sure that the town leaders were eradicated so that others could come in. That was the whole point. Now, people have said, was that due to relationships with Celesti? Was that due to relationships with Jessia? Was it this, that, or everything? But for some reason, people have started to use their, mirror images and their abilities to create images, to create something that I'm calling deep fakes, that people are just buying into left and right, whether or not they're true. And unfortunately, there's this whole group that are saying that people tried to kill Simon, Xavius, Lorbeck, etc. And the only thing that we can do is say, fuck them, let's go kill them. And so there's a couple people who are really in charge of this. One of them is somebody who goes by the name of Makung Shaftobem. He's kind of an asshole, but he is a mercenary, a pirate, if you will. That was here before then. And then the other is this person called Pickens Frankhart, who, I mean, everybody kind of loves him, but he's also kind of a dick that just talks shit about everybody. Does anybody remember anything about these people?
No.
Okay, everybody roll me either a history or an intelligence check. They're probably both the same. Roll me one
Yeah.
or the other.
No one ever picks history, so it's always just the same.
I mean, goddamn it, but yes.
It's just such a, only specifically for nothing.
Nim, with a 13, you recognize that the name Makung Shaftabem was connected to the raw phone, the person who called the raw. Anybody else rolling history or intelligence check?
I remember.
Shit. Yeah, Moruk, god damn it.
He remembers that
Also
night very
great.
well.
Also great. Like you're succeeding, so yeah. So you remember specifically, Moruk, that
I wish
there
you'd
was a
all
person
fail and then
that-
we can't continue this story.
Well, it just has an effect. If you don't remember, it doesn't have the same effect. But you remember specifically that there had been this sort of upstart person who was talking shit against the Lyceum, that right before y'all got invited to go to this performance, you had kind of quasi-allayed by showing that the refugees weren't, eating everybody's dogs, kind of thing. And his name was Pickens Frankhart. I think before now you may have only known him as Frankhart, but Pickens Frankhart, and you had allayed him. So these are Pickens Frankhart specifically. You could probably talk out of his diatribe. However, what Pickens and Makung are trying to do are trying to create a navy that's going to go out and destroy the Shaelesti, and as a surprise attack, take them out entirely in one blow. You guys could sit back and say, that's not a good idea. You guys could say, hey, that's a great idea, go murder them. you could decide, I'm not going to deal with that, go search places. You could go to the Lyceum to check things out, but basically, that's what Figovich has to give to you and says, I think that it would be a good idea if you maybe choose one or several paths to go down at the same time, as it might be really good against, shit that's starting to start. Totally up to you. I'm gonna go back out here because I still don't know what my role is. I guess I'm on news/perimeter review? I don't know, but I'm gonna be out here. Goodbye. So what are you guys gonna do?
All right. So we've got the dude who was making people look like Shay Alesti. We know.
So that particular individual, whose name is, wait, hold on, give it back because I forget. You've got that's out of crops now. You guys aren't there. Paradigm Dogwood. Paradigm Dogwood is the individual who has the ability. He is a transmuter that creates potions and lotions that turn people from one thing to another. That's one.
He was employed by Cernabon for something in connection to his brothel.
He may have been employed by Cernabon. You've heard it as rumors, but you don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was... I don't know, maybe it was rumors. I thought it was something that he had admitted to or something like that, because we had talked to him.
You did talk to him, and he said that he had provided potions to local authorities and others to do things, but he did not specifically say that he had done research. I mean, it makes total sense that he did, but he did not admit it.
Alright, so what are we thinking that we want to get into?
You guys know that Simon has taken Horgio for further interrogation to try to get... But you guys know that what you found out is that Lee was part of a greater plot. Lee Sidonep has been part of a greater plot against the Lyceum and Sequel.
Okay, so was there any information on Lee? Like, is he just continuing about his day? Is he gone, or?
Apart from Lee was part of the entourage that came on the boat, and when you guys did your personage check, he was gone. He was not on whenever we got back to shore and checked him.
Okay. So, but no news of him. No one has seen him or anything since we've gotten back into town.
Correct. So
Okay.
No one has gone to his house. So his house might be another place to search.
No one was sent there. No guards or anything.
So I would say that at this point the concept was people, as the storm has continued to encroach, you went back to dock. No. The main priority was to make sure people were safe. So it was basically like the storm is increasing, get back to your homes, find a safe place to shelter, etc. The mages were like, we're going to continue interrogation. We're going to go to the Lyceum to figure that out. You guys were like, we're going to go back to the house to kind of rest and recuperate because...
The dwarf, with all the stuff he was doing, he didn't just grab a bunch of men and check out Lee?
Not yet.
Okay.
And also, to just to be fair, so before you guys forget, you through Figovich, you've also heard that there are 2 rabble rousers that are trying to create this sense of like localized martyrdom to save Sequin, for the local sea captains to just sail out and full-on attack the Shaelesti vessels that are out there to try to take them down, and those people are Makung Shaftabem, which the people who remember the mastermind behind some of the criminal enterprises. That's the second in command, and is a former pirate, as well as Pickens Frankert, who is somebody that you guys kind of calm down. So what is everybody, like a local rabble? So what is everybody? For the the folks who haven't said that they've gone back to rest, I think right now that would be Mirajor, Nim, and Kane. What are you guys doing?
Well, no, I mean, if it's something where we can, if it makes sense for us to head back to the house and rest real quick, I think everyone, unless anyone has any thoughts on that, that's kind of the first thought. Gather together, and then spread from there.
Is that for everything I just described, things are going to start kicking off depending upon where you are. So everybody can go back to the house and rest for sure. But if you are not trying to anticipate and or deal with the events that I'm describing, things will happen. So those are the things.
Jeez, we're trying to talk to it. God. All right, so as I was saying before, we got the same information.
Sorry.
So I think we split. This is our chance to take care of Savenis' thing, and then he doesn't owe a favor or anything at that point, but then he'll owe us all a favor. So that'll work out well for us. So we'll get him out of that obligation. And then we can just take over the criminal enterprise, and then we immediately have an established brothel.
I mean, shit, that's one way to do this. So, I don't know if that's the way to save Sequin before it's destroyed, but sure.
I think it might be. So, kind of take down the underground a little bit, if we can. Takes care of, like I said, the Savenis' thing, and then that will, I'm thinking, chop off the legs of this sort of rebellion thing, and then we can kind of aim it correctly. If we can get in touch with the Shaelesti, there may be a chance to work with them, unless anyone is just like, thinks differently, or is just like, no.
I think that what I'll say right now is, from where you're at, there is a definitive non-communication between you and the Shaelesti. So what everybody upon returning back to shore is faced with is there is this increased storm that's happening. I'm assuming that you guys have given each of your team members a Tiger Eaters tier so that you can face it. If you haven't, stuff and things are going to start to be problematic for you. What you also are kind of faced with is Lee Sidneth has been identified through interrogation of Orgino as a conspirator to make this happen. He's gone. So his tower is something to maybe search. However, he's gone.
Okay, so he is gone.
He's nowhere. He's not to be found. He's gone.
Yeah.
The second
Okay.
part is that it's kind of multifaceted at this point. is that people needed rest, so people went back to the house to rest. Simon said, I'm going to the Lyceum to see if I can track where Lee is. But you have to go to the Lyceum to figure out what that's going to be, if that's any information. And then the third part about this is that there's this rabble rousing going against the Shea Lesti from both Macung Shaftabem and Pickens, Frankhart, who are trying to create a movement of people, like these people who have been stuck here and sheltered for months, if not multiple months, to just go and do something, and they're going to go attack the Shea Lesti. And so I think that the question for me is, what is everybody doing? I know what two people do, because of security and so Venice have said, I'm going back and resting. And that's fine. What do the rest of you do? Because if nobody else does things against some of the things I just said, other things are going to start to happen.
Okay, so it sounds like there's not really as much time to rest in that case,
Correct.
because...
Correct.
Okay.
But two people have rested, which is good, and they have gotten there. But for the rest of you, that might mean you have to do stuff and things. Again, you guys pick and choose what you want to do. I'm just telling you there's repercussions. That's all.
Okay, that was not the impression I had first had. Okay, so no one was able to rest on the boat. Gotcha. And then, okay. So I guess, yeah, I guess we try and talk those two out of attacking the Shea Lesti. I thought we had, maybe it was Pickens, or maybe it was someone else that we had spoken to about, like, the idea, and then there was the whole thing with the map and being on the right side.
I will tell you this. You guys, prior to now, have swayed Pickens. Right before you guys left to go onto this sort of, like, you know, what are we going to call this? Like this sort of royal retreat to the boat for a play and whatnot. This sort of extravaganza. One of the things that you guys did manage to do through rolls was navigate to a point where you can influence Pickens. So if somebody is going to go do this, they might be able to do that. If you want to try to influence Macung, Shaftabem, you might need something else, because you guys don't have a way to influence them yet. What does that turn into? I'm sorry, I should have said this. Is that for Pickens, anybody who's trying to influence, whether it's diplomacy or intimidation, whatever it is, you'll have advantage. For Macung, M-A-K-U-N-G, it's going to be straight up, because you don't have a way against this person yet, or for this person yet.
Alright, who do we have left? Let's get, he has none of those. Okay. No, he has persuasion. So we'll send Kane, I guess, over to Pickens. Mirador. Let's see. I don't know, maybe Mirador and Nim can go to the other guy there. No, I just had it. To Mekong.
All right. If Mirajor and you are going, why don't you both roll me investigation? Sadly, not good enough. So you guys are floundering, trying to find a connection to this account. All right, what are other people doing? Hello. What's everybody else doing?
Existing.
All right, crap of me. Anybody else? Who else is here right now? We've lost everyone else. Everyone else is gone. Really? No one? No one.
I mean,
still
I gave everything.
No, you did. You crushed it. You got it. Anyone else who's still here? Obscurity and or
Oh, I didn't think you were including me in that. I thought I was still, exiled to resting at home.
you kind of were, but I just wanted to find out who else was here because it just was like, oh my god! I turned up the wind and the rain, and everybody went, we're gone. So listen. Let's do this. Let's fast forward just a little bit. You guys go home and rest and get a short rest in if you need a short. Big bang. When you guys come back, there are 3 options left for you to figure out. 1, to go to the Lyceum and get more information. 2, to go and try and collect a tattoo-mancy if you want. And then 3, besides ensuring that anybody you're going to set up with has a tied tier, because if you don't, then they're fucked. 3, what is it you're looking for specifically? So, those are your questions for the end of tonight. Because the storm is building, and you guys have a location you need to get to. If you can't do it in time, all of Sequin. All of Sequin is no more. So, like it.
Okay. So we don't have to decide right now what we're doing. We have to tell you next weekend what we're doing.
100%.
Okay. And Nim and Kane and Major are where right now doing what?
That's up to them. I don't know. What are they doing?
Well, you said we met up. So where did we meet up?
So your options were to all meet up at the house, go to the
Okay.
lights, or do something. So
Gotcha. Okay.
totally up to that. And so Venice, you are part of this as well. Are you part of wherever you want to be? That is where. The thing to
So
remember
clear.
is, I think that the thing to remember specifically is is that this is a chance to rest, but it is not a full rest, as there are a lot of things that are starting to come into it, and one of them is most definitely the weather. So if you have lots of these Tide Reavers tiers, make sure that your key players have them, because if they don't, the world's about to get really effed. So,
Kevin, you have all of the Tide Reavers tiered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And that's
And how
why
many? How many do we have?
8.
Okay.
So what I think that does though, rather than being like a restriction, is that main players all have them, but you can decide. Torrent, Katrina, etc. Is there somebody you want to bring with you? And if you do, for this specific thing, you might be able to bring them. So there you go.
Well, I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, that whatever the thing we do, we're going to do that thing all together.
I mean, so where you're at right now, it's up to you guys. Like, are you going to break up and somebody's going to go talk to the Lyceum, somebody's going to talk here, somebody's going to talk here, somebody's going to go search Lee's apartment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
we're
there's
gonna break up.
there's a bunch of different things that need to happen, so it's
what
like...
you do know is the storm is building. So is everybody going to go try to do things for an hour and then come back? Is everybody going to be like, no, we just do fucking this and then figure it out? It's up to you guys, so you let me know. I mean, also, my job is to try to kill you, aka those explosive barrels that I didn't get to
It's
explode.
not really your job to kill us, Tom. That's what you've
Right.
decided, but that's not your job.
Yeah,
Your job is to be
you know what,
neutral.
you know what, here's what I'll say is, my job is to control the experience and make it difficult. And sometimes I roll 2 ones, so why don't you hit this person? And other times I go, man, I really want this bomb to go. This goddamn monk keeps grabbing shit. Because I really wanted that bomb to go off. So there was a whole bunch of shit that was going to go with that. But, you know, you did it. So never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if we have access to, like, everyone sort of thing, it's kind of who has the best investigation, maybe send them to Lee's.
Let's do that. You know what? Let's do this. Maybe this might make it best.
Yeah, so then do we want to do little groups, split up, get everything done quicker, so that this way we can handle the big problem together?
I think so, because that's going to be something where it's like we're going to really need to figure that out. And like, if we hit a bunch of different things, because the whole thing about apparently there's information going about the Shea LSD being the ones who tried to do that, so we're going to try and stop the 2 guys who are kind of in charge of that.
I just went through the folder. Are you guys seeing the sequin map?
No.
Oh, look at all those beds on that boat to be rested in. I'm not very good on investigation. I'm really good at hitting things, not searching things.
I can try to investigate. Not too bad.
So, so our investigators go to Lee's place. People who can just gather information. What do we need from the Lyceum just to find out how the interrogation has gone, and what more information has been pulled out of Giorgio? Or no? Do we get all the information for Giorgio?
I think at this point you're probably getting everything you can out of Georgia.
Okay. So then what would the reason to go to Lyceum be? Any other that I'm not thinking of?
The potential of discovering what Giorgio was being controlled by or being paid by.
Okay. So just but Simon would have gotten that information, so it would really just be get that information from Simon. I am interested in getting a tattoo, but I don't think that we have the money for that right now.
Okay.
So that's definitely been waylaid for me, but that is something I'd like to take advantage of. Okay. So we need to figure out, and the people that are trying to frame the Shea-Lesti, we know who those people are, we just don't know where they are. Correct?
Well, those are the ones that would be controlled by whoever was controlling Giorgio.
Okay. So those
believe.
people are being controlled.
So we don't know
also-
yet until we talk to them
Yeah.
at the Lyceum.
Also, it sounds
Okay.
like a really good target for anybody who is either pro or like collaborative with the Jessian.
Right. That we could figure that they're, unless they're just total chaos demons, that they're probably associated with the Regessians. Okay, so then we'll send a 2 or 3 investigators to Lee's place to see what they could find. And then a couple of us who are not investigators can just gather that information for the Lyceum.
Potentially, for sure.
Well, we do. I think we want to have someone at least go to Pickens Frankhart, because that's who we had apparently run into before, and we, have a good rapport with him.
Figovich had told you that Pickens was a lab mount before, and you had kind of allayed him recently.
Pickens was that old man.
Yeah,
Who was
was the
Pickens?
dude. Pickens was the dude. He was really good at making people kind of buy into what he was saying.
Oh. Okay.
When did we
and
run
so
into
then that
him,
would
though?
be right.
Tom?
Yes.
When did we run into Pickens?
So you guys first heard about Pickens, I'm gonna say maybe like 6 episodes ago, as somebody who was a rabble rouser in the South Harbor region. But you guys got pulled into that sort of like the church or the churching kind of thing that happened as far as trying to find locals and all these other things. And then right before you guys left for the presentation, there was a reminder that Pickens was this propagatory person, right? Like there was this person who could stand up in the Southern Harbor area and kind of like push an agenda that people were like, yeah, he's right. That guy's saying the things I want to hear, kind of thing. So.
I think I might go to bed soon,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
What? I have an idea. How about this? So, like, where we've kind of hit the 11:30 mark now. Here are the options for people to think about for next week, and we don't need to nail it down right now, but think about it. Is that your options are to follow up on the 2 kind of naysayers that are not naysayers, but rabble rousers. They're trying to get the people of Sequin, especially like the ship captains, to go out and fight the Shea-Lesti. And there are 2 people that are doing that. One is this guy that you've had interaction with before. The
Pickens.
other is Pickens, and the other is Boatman. And so this one. People who have gone back to the house right now to get rest, which I think we have 1 or 2, you're back at your house getting.
Oh, so we're not here. So we're not able to decide. We are at the house getting rest.
Listen, that's what you said you were
Yes.
doing.
And then
So
you said we finished doing that, so that's why
no,
I joined the conversation.
I'm sorry. Like, so I'm saying that, like, I like this initial, like, everybody gets off the boat, figures out what they're doing. That's what I want to kind of figure out, and then go from there.
Got it.
And so
Okay.
the folks who are like, I'm going back to rest, which is totally fine, totally fine. The folks who want to try to interact with these kind of public speakers, we can figure out what you're doing with them to either aid them, help yourself, etc. And then also the Lyceum is trying to figure out where Lee has gone, because divination magic, while on board and then leaving, has not discovered where Lee is. And then lastly, if you wanted to go to Lee's Net's house to grab shit or do whatever, that's totally up to you guys. But I think that might be a good place to sort of pause for the night and say, you guys think about it, go from there. And because there are lots of options that kind of like expose themselves and go from there. So I think what I'll say as I close my war burn journal, I hope everyone's having fun. I hope you guys are coming back every weekend and like getting laughs and having a good time with us. And despite the fact that you decimated the people I thought I could maybe fuck you up with, good job in what you did. So
Thanks. Have a good night.
Very good.
all right.
Later, guys.
Good night, everybody. We'll talk next week. Later.
Peace.
Later.